Hello and welcome to the South Carolina AgriBiz and Farm Expo. I'm Donna London with Clemson University, and we are at the Florence Civic Center finding out everything there is to know about agriculture. And joining me today is Mr. Joining me today is Mr. Clint Leach, and he is the Assistant Commissioner for External Affairs and Economic Development. And he's been on this position now for 3 months, or 2 or 3 months, after spending quite a bit of time with the General Assembly. And I want to welcome you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, tell me about your work with, first of all, with External Affairs. I would imagine an expo like this gets you right where you're supposed to be when you've got forest players from all over the state, but also that are in so many diverse backgrounds.
Right. So External Affairs is all about advancing the agricultural interest and industry, whether it's working with state agencies, regional organizations, national organizations, to truly get the message out that agriculture and forestry combined, $34 billion economic engine to the state of South Carolina a year, 200,000 jobs. So it's quite a task.
And when you give us those numbers, that's at the top of the list, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, it is. And it's these numbers that kind of put in perspective to people's minds just how important the agricultural industry is in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And again, getting back to the diversity of it, give us a sense of some things that we might not even think about being part of agriculture.
Well, we've at the Department of Agriculture have taken a very aggressive role in the last year, months, in developing agribusiness, whether it's traditional farming or non-traditional food processing or any other number of value-added products that we can bring in to promote and grow the agricultural sector of South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a sense, and I realize that you've been on the job for a very short period of time, but do you have a sense of where our food products are going? Are we keeping most of them here in South Carolina, or are we exporting them?
We have, the past couple of years, have done a very good job, I believe, here in South Carolina, in that we have been able to grow a great program under the direction of Commissioner Weathers, which is the Certified South Carolina Grown Program. So it's about creating awareness, whether it's in Greenville, Myrtle Beach, Florence here, or down Charleston, about where your food comes from, who you're buying your food from, what goes into your food, and just getting the message out there that it's important that we keep all of our food as much as possible here in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's amazing what we see now that we didn't see before, now that we've got that certified South Carolina sticker on it, and it does draw your eye to it. So
right.
That's
correct.
That has been a very good program, I believe.
We are very happy with the Certified South Carolina Grown Program thus far, and we're obviously working night and day to continue to promote that and grow that throughout the state.
There are 2 giant rooms of the expo here with all sorts of equipment and samples and information to help us learn more about agriculture in South Carolina. I expect that you've got a Department of Agriculture booth right here.
We do.
And tell me what the importance is of the Department of Agriculture being here. What is it that the department is gaining from this expo?
Well, I think our ability to be here is twofold. I think it's one, again, promoting certified South Carolina products from a whole host of farmers throughout the state. But on top of that, I think it is important for people to understand the role the department has in our everyday lives, and that consumer protection is something that people really don't think of us doing, but that's a huge focus that we are tasked with doing. It's protecting our people's foods and products.
Right.
So it's, as much as possible, we want to get that message out there, and a lot of people don't know exactly what we do. So it's part of just letting them know, hey, this is who we are, this is what we do.
And one of the things that I think has been very informative here are all the different areas that agriculture is a part of, and it's almost like everything that we touch has some connection back to our initial roots many hundreds of years ago in agriculture.
Yeah, South Carolina, agrarian state, so I mean we have a lot of agricultural history here, obviously, but it's a lot of what I have seen and heard. Agriculture affects everybody. Everybody eats, so it's just about getting the message out there as much as possible of, when it's possible, let's buy and support our local farmers.
Well, Clint Leach, I want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
I've been speaking with Clint Leach, and he is the Assistant Commissioner for External Affairs and Economic Development with the South Carolina Department of Agriculture. For the Jim South Center on the Future and Clemson University Media Productions, I'm Donna London.